This is my second member review. You know, if you want me to review a movie, you can join my membership program. It really helps the channel out more than you would actually know. And I have got a movie recommendation that I was told to watch from Father Stack, otherwise known as Mark, who got me to watch Freeze Frame, a movie that was fairly cheap to grab a hold of. You know, it's on CEX or eBay. You can only get it in DVD form at the moment, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I had heard of this one before. It came out in 2004. It stars Lee Evans as Sean Vale, and this is a tortured man who's dealing with his own kind of paranoia and psychosis. He was accused of a crime that he strongly says that he did not commit, and because of that he has restructured his entire life. He now records every minute of every day to make sure that he has alibis for if he ever goes to get framed up again, having this wild large vault where he keeps all the videotapes. And things keep coming back because the person who was murdered, who he was accused of, the murderer has never been caught. And when Sean has to go out one day to do something, he returns to find that the police are breaking down his door. They're arresting him for a crime. And it just so happens that the tapes that prove his innocence have vanished. And that's the kind of idea behind Freeze Frame. I love high concept thrillers like this. It's just great, and the way it's filmed is really kind of interesting. We have lots of prototypical kind of GoPro footage with Sean constantly having these cameras attached or all the way around, so we get lots of various different angles of these cameras watching and recording what is happening. There is a minimal cast here. It's a slow budget movie, and it's unfortunate it kind of constricts the storyline a little bit. We have a news reporter who gets wrapped up in Sean's story. We have a psychologist who says that Sean is still the main suspect and kind of points all the fingers still at him, who's in the public eye. We have a police officer who is sure that Sean is his man, and before he leaves the force he is going to catch him. And that's the kind of mainstay of people that we have within this. And we have lots of information delivered through videotapes that we view through the eyes of Sean. And it just creates this really kind of tight thriller. Now, I was curious about where it was going to go, because I had this feeling that we were going to be stuck in this really wild and interesting underground bunker where Sean seems to inhabit. I kept liking the characters that appeared and their kind of backstories that kept popping up within the movie, offering new avenues of discussion. We've got the detective Lewis, who is seemingly like severely ill while he's still doing his job, and has just almost been taken over by compulsion to try and get Sean. You get Ian McNeice in the movie as well as the kind of forensic profiler who may have made a mistake fingering Sean, but now he's in the public eye. He can't say he didn't because that would just ruin his reputation. And it's just enough characters to make it really interesting. The filmmaking is what is really fun as well. It's not as grating as I thought it was going to be, going to these various different CCTV cameras. It's kind of unique. It offers different perspectives. It's kind of fun and blocky in the way it delivers some of that information, but it's a nice visual. I thought Lee Evans was wonderful in the main role. It's a very dramatic, very serious performance that he has to deliver, and I think he does it really well. That's not to say that the movie isn't without problems. It does have issues. It has that small cast of characters, so you don't get this breadth of who could the murderer possibly be. It has to be one of these people, and eventually it comes down to, well, you kind of guess who it's going to be because it just has to be that way. I love what they do with the story, but it just feels like some of the things just wouldn't actually happen. Like the police officer that seems to be severely ill but still doing his duties doesn't feel like it would really happen. The fact that he's been interviewed and doesn't have any representation just feels a way to get the story from A to B. The way they just instantly drop him and release him at certain times, a lot of it feels a little bit convoluted. But because of the cast and because of the performances and the unique nature of the movie, I'm willing to go with it. Sometimes these things, really things you can't let go and you focus on. Other times you can be wrapped up with the ingenuity of the creativity that they've made this movie, or the performances, or you want to get to see who the murderer is going to be, and you just let them slide. This is one of those movies where you can see problems with it, but you're like, we'll just let it go. It's fine. We don't need 100% logic here. I kind of like things, so we'll just roll with it. Freeze Frame is one of those movies. I really enjoyed it. This is one that I would watch again. I'd watch it happily again right now. I just wish there was a better release of it. Still, if you're passing by a CEX or you're on eBay, you'll get it for £1. It's a great pickup. It's a movie you'll probably really be interested in, really enjoy. It's kind of novel and a little bit different. So Mark, thank you for recommending this movie, because I really enjoyed it. What more could I ask for? Thank you very much, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.